Hello everyone and welcome to a special edition of the United Gamedom podcast. This is Darren. This is going to be solely focused on one certain game that came out over a month ago now and has pretty much, well, and I wouldn't say taken the world by storm, but it's gotten a lot more popular than previous entries in the series now, because a lot of people consider this to be one of those niche sort of cult games that not a whole lot of people outside of Japan played now, but this one seems to be hits the nail on the head for a lot of people, and that is of course the monster slaying, monster capturing series Monster Hunter World for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and later this year on the PC. With me is Derek. Hello Derek, how are you doing?
Hello, good. Very good.
Okay. You ready to talk some Monster Hunter? How many hours have you put into it before we start?
The last time I played, I know I went over 100. I don't know exactly how far over 100. But yeah, I played a lot.
Yeah.
Because I was off work for that week. Not because I didn't take work off just for the game, but I happened to, buy it that week and really, really liked it. So just kept playing.
That's good to know. And of course, a returning guest who was with me on the Final Fantasy XIV podcast a few months back. It is Eduardo. Hello, Eduardo.
Hey, how are you doing?
I am doing good. Night off. Ready to talk some Monster Hunter World action with your good selves.
Yeah.
How you doing? You doing good?
I'm doing very, very well. Just want to report that I'm about 120 hours into the game, so Darren can feel better about himself.
Oh, I know. There's people I know that have way more than that already. So, yeah.
Yeah, someone on my timeline I've seen, Eduardo follows him as well. Like, I think he's put like 200 hours into the scene from his playtime. So yeah.
Yeah, he finished it way too fast. It's ridiculous. I also have Lick on my timeline, and he bought the game after us, and he's already level 100 already. So I'm not sure he gets help from people. I don't know how he does it. It's crazy.
Well, if you just play just solely focus on just the one game though, like even though some people have more free time than others though, like I don't have a whole lot of free time now.
Jeez.
But like I only put 60 odd hours into it though, but I just basically said, yeah, I played through the game, I did a lot of some of the investigations, the optional quests, and once I finished the main story, I was like, yep, I'm good. I've put enough time to this game that I really enjoyed it though, and wait till probably if there's a bit of a lull in the release schedule later in the year, I might go back to it though. Then
yeah, they're gonna add new stuff. They're gonna add new stuff down the line, so you're probably gonna have reason to jump back in.
Yeah, like I know they'll be doing like the event quest at the moment though, to have the Aleo one,
yeah,
and this other one as well, which you have get this.
And it looks pretty cool.
Like a monster
and it looks actually useful.
I assume it's from a monster. Yeah, I assume it's from a monster in the series, or it's just some other tie-in thing. And they have the Street Fighter one, where you can get a Ryu costume. I don't know if it's available for everyone yet, but I think you have to have a Street Fighter 5 save to order access it early. Mm-hmm. But then I think you can open up to everyone then later on.
And there's something that I didn't know that they're doing. They're also doing it on Street Fighter 5, so you can get the Kirin suits for Ibuki on Street Fighter 5. So if you want to do that, you should get in right now.
Oh yeah, so
because you have to get all the parts. It's not a single one.
Okay, that's pretty. Yeah, it's just tie-in then. So I don't know if they did anything with it, the Horizon Zero Dawn. If they did something in that there, I don't know. But like it's Capcom though. Anyway, it's a Capcom game, so
they're gonna have Mega Man and other stuff in Monster Hunter soon.
Yeah,
sure.
they'll have that stuff down the line as well.
I hope it's better than Ryu though. Ryu is pretty boring to do. I didn't do the whole thing. I'm just gonna wait till it's on rotation again.
Mm-hmm.
But the Horizon one was fine. I did it and it's cool.
I have not done that one. No.
So you got the Aloy bow and the armor?
Yeah, and the cat armor as well.
Well, yeah, that was like when the game came out.
Yeah, it's pretty cute.
Yeah, the Watcher armor.
That was good for a while until you got high rank stuff.
Yeah, I never put that use. But it's okay. It's part of my collection.
So anyway, we're going to talk Monster Hunter World here, and basically we're going to talk about sort of what our main weapons were, some of our more memorable battles, which monsters pissed us the hell off, because there's been a few in my opinion. But I'd just like to start off now. As I'll go first now. Like, this is not my first entry in the series now. I'm sure it is for a lot of people, but it's not mine. Like, the first one I played was Monster Hunter Tri on the Wii. Which I probably played like a few hours of, just didn't click with me. Again, I did Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, which is just pretty much the sort of definitive edition of Monster Hunter Tri. I got it on the Wii U, same thing, played it for a few hours, didn't click. The 3DS version, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate is the first one that I kind of put a bit more time into though. Probably about maybe say 10 to 20 hours, and I played a bit of it online with Darren and did a bunch of like hunts together and stuff like that. But again, I kind of dropped off it pretty quickly as well, unfortunately. But then like I got the beta of this one, and I really liked it. It's like I actually didn't really have any much interest in playing it though, getting it though until I played the beta. Before it came out, I was like, yeah, I'm actually going to get this here because there's nothing really else coming out now. I was because I wasn't going to get it because Nido Kuni was going to be out the same day, but it got delayed, and I was like, yep, I'm pretty much going to get that then because Nido Kuni got delayed and there's nothing really else coming out in the near future that I particularly want to get, so it was perfect time for it, and I got it and played 60 plus hours of it and really liked it.
So did you get it under its spell right away, or how did you get along with it at the beginning?
Like, did it hook you right away, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The beta, I played the bit of the beta. Did we do? I think we did a few together, didn't we? The beta,
yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I played it there, and it's like, yeah, I liked it enough. This is good. I'm gonna try it out. And then I played the main game. It's like, yeah, got a bit hooked, yeah, because I practically played nothing but it for like a couple of weeks. So I did. I just enjoyed playing it though. Like, I started off with a certain weapon. I think I started off with like the longsword. Didn't click with it, and then like moved on. But we'll get into it though later on anyway. But what was your first entry in the series now, Derek?
I played a little bit of Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate on 3DS. Really only like an hour or two. I liked the idea of it. I just didn't like the fact that it was on a handheld and I didn't have two analog sticks. Like moving, trying to manage the camera was very cumbersome, and I just didn't enjoy it. The next game I did play was Monster Hunter Stories, which is not a core Monster Hunter game.
I wanted to hear more about that, Derek, if you get a chance to tell us about it. I'm curious.
If you listen to the Game of the Year podcast, then he talks about it.
Oh, okay. I'll give that a shot.
It is on my top 10.
Oh, really?
From last year.
Oh, wow.
I liked it a lot. I finished the story. It's kind of like Monster Hunter World, where once you finish the story, the game doesn't really end. It just, there's more to do.
Right, there's more of a storyline and stuff to do.
Yeah, and I put 65, somewhere around there, hours into it, I believe. That was really fun. It's turn-based. It's not anything like the core games, and it's kind of like has a Pokemon aspect to it, where you're capturing monsters and hatching eggs and then using them to battle with you, and it was really fun. The story it's okay. It's nothing really that special, but it's there and it keeps you going, I guess. But for me, it was finding the new monsters and making the new armor, which is basically what the core Monster Hunter games are like too.
Did you get the amiibos or? No interest.
I have not got the amiibos yet. I've been meaning to pick them up, but I haven't because they don't exist in the U.S. I'd have to import them.
Yeah, I was just going to say they're only Japanese, aren't it? Japanese exclusive, aren't they?
Oh, I didn't know
think
that.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not too expensive, but I just haven't gotten around to buying them.
Cool.
But yeah, that game was really fun. I liked it a lot. And so then for this game, Monster Hunter World, I tried the beta out just because it was free and it seemed really promising. I figured I'd give it a shot when the full game came out, and yeah, I got pretty hooked like pretty quick in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I did start with the longsword as well, and I basically stuck with it the whole game up. And I had a brief time with a hammer for one of the bosses that I was having trouble with, or not bosses, but monsters. But we can go into more detail on that in a minute.
Right.
So what about you, Eduardo? Is this your first entry in the series, or did you play any of the previous ones as well?
I did play the previous ones. Just like you, the Try was the first one that I played on the Wii, but I didn't really play a whole lot of it. But I did play the 3DS version of it, Try Ultimate.
Oh, Try Ultimate, okay.
Yeah, and then I jumped to 4, which I played like twice the time over, like 40 hours. Then I got into Generations because I got to review 4 and Generations before going to World. So Generations I spent like 40-50 hours playing. I got to high rank. I played that a whole lot, but the problem with playing on 3DS, like Derek said, the hardware is not comfortable to play on. So my hands were aching every time I played it. I couldn't play for more than an hour before my hands were just not working anymore. There was no blood circulation. It was ridiculous.
So I want to mention, you reminded me of something. So when I was playing Monster Hunter Stories, I had the same issue. Even though you don't have to, there's not so much precise control isn't really an issue in that game. Like you need it for Monster Hunter 4 or 3. So I bought these like grip things that you connect to your 3DS, and it makes it feel like a regular controller. They're was it Monster Hunter X or Double X, like official branded ones?
Oh wow!
Like that makes a big difference. Like it's way more comfortable to hold the system.
Well, you got it way over me because I bought actually a Frankenstick, the thing that you put the 3DS on top of to get a second analog stick. Just play Monster Hunter.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But that thing is so heavy, so cumbersome. It's ridiculous. But I played it. I played it because there was no other option,
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm sorry, Derek. Darren,
I was going to say about that. Yeah, I was just going to say about that thing. The thing has the other circle pad. I just got one of them like years ago for Kid Icarus.
Yeah, I have that. I have that.
But it didn't really work for me.
Yeah, for the old 3DS XL. And I played a whole bunch of the game with that, and I had a great time. So I was hooked right away. And then when World was announced, I was lucky enough to be at E3 last year, sitting down and watching the presentation about it, and I freaked out. It's like finally the game that I can play on actual controller and enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I got to play the game on Brazil Game Show, which happened in October last year. And I already knew that I was hooked, so I was screwed.
That's the one Drew went to, wasn't it? Drew Scanlon?
Yeah, Drew was there, but I didn't get to see him. I didn't even know he was there, and sadly I missed seeing him, but it's fine. It was a very fun demo. I played with 3 other journalists. I'm not a journalist, but they were journalists, so I played with them. And I tested the game there. I played with the longsword as well, but actually when I got to the actual game, I changed the weapons, and I played a little bit of the demo, the beta. I killed the Great Jaguars, got my ass kicked by the Baroth, and I didn't even see the other monster. I think it was Neri Gigante. Did you guys play the whole demo?
The first beta, I didn't play the last one. I think that's the one that had Nergigante in it.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, I was the same way. I just played the ones with the the Jaguars and the bar.
Yeah, so
and that was it. Yeah.
So when I started the actual game, I knew I was gonna get hooked because I was actually awaiting for the game, so it's no surprise that I'm this far into it. I'm already in high rank, level 48 or something. Playing with a bunch of weapons. I have a bunch of high level weapons, high level armor. It's ridiculous. It's I really enjoy it. It's gonna be on the top list for sure. Not sure if it's gonna be the best one, but it's gonna be there for sure. And you guys played with me,
Well,
and you know that I had a blast with it.
Yeah, it's the only game I've played this year thus far, really, in terms of what's come out, though. So, like, I don't really have much to say at the moment for any other games, but at the moment, it probably will end up being in my top 10, because there's usually, like, one game that usually ends up in my top 10 by the end of the year. It came out dead early. Like, well, last year, Yakuza 0 was the first game I got last year,
Right.
and it would end up being my favourite game of 2017 along with Derek, so this will definitely be in the top 10 anyway, though, because I put a lot of time into it. I really enjoyed what I played, and it is a really fun game to play with. It is fun to play on alone, but when you have like a bunch of people co-op style, it's always great, though.
For sure. Yeah, it's the best way.
This is definitely, it's definitely the best way, and like, I think a lot of people like this one the best, maybe because it's a lot more accessible. Especially with the whole Skyfly thing, because I know in previous ones you had to you had to go around, search for a monster, then you find him, then you pretty much had to like hit him with a paint thing in order to track him, mark him, and then like when he goes into another area, it's like, okay, he's in this area now. Whereas in this one, it's like it's more transitional, seamless as well. Whereas one's on the handheld, it's like, okay, I'm in area 5 now. I'm going to go to 4. Loading screen, then
sure.
Whereas in this one it's like, no, just can go to 5 and there's 4, all seamless, no like loading screens or anything like that, though.
Yeah, that's a great part of this game.
It's a lot better.
Sure.
It's a lot better now, because this is like the kind of first one in years that actually is made exclusive for home console, rather than like the other ones were like they're on home consoles, but they are also on like handhelds, so they had to sort of sacrifice certain things, like Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate was on the 3DS and the Wii U.
Yeah, but the Wii U version didn't have online, I think, or was the 3DS version they didn't have online?
The 3DS version didn't have online. The Wii U one did, but then it fixed that with 4 Ultimate then, because 4 Ultimate was the first one that I can't recall I actually did play online, because I didn't think I got that far in 3 Ultimate now to play online. So I didn't. So I was 4 Ultimate was the first one that I played online with. Like I said, I played a few with Derek and that there, and but never really progressed very far into it compared to other people. But yeah, like I said, it's just a really enjoyable game to play, solo or co-op anyway. But anyway, let's get into sort of what our sort of, I guess, weapons were, like what we started out with and what were our mains and that there. I started with longsword. I think I did that for the first hunt. It's like, nope, I don't like the way it's slow. It might be powerful though, but it's like slow. It's like I don't like the way it takes so long to sort of charge up and slam down. I was like, yeah, no, I'm not into this whatsoever. I just don't like this whatsoever. Then I just said, I'm going to try the dual blades out and see what they're at. I was like, yep, I really like these. They're just very quick. Just, slash. It's not going to do as much damage as a long sword, but I like it because we're quicker. You just, power up. You go into, the demon mode thing and just, wail at a monster when it's down and stuff like that. And, get your, boosts up and buff and that there. And it's just great. But then I went, of course, to the bow as well. Just normal bow, because there is certain monsters in this game that you definitely need a ranged weapon for, because especially when they're flying all the time, like a Raffian, though I think it's a Raphalos is the one that pretty much flies consistently, and you definitely need a ranged weapon for them now. And I went with down the sort of lightning, right, the Tobikadachi. Look out there, right, and sort of got it up to the highest ranking though. And then I went with a ice bow as well, but didn't rank it up fully, just to fight another monster that was weak to ice. Then I moved on again to the insect glaive, which was actually the weapon I used during my time for Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually didn't think I really knew how it worked completely back
Yeah,
then.
that's why I wanted
was
to
just
ask you. Did you figure out how to use those weapons by yourself, the other one before the insect glaive, or did you watch any videos or get a tutorial or something?
Well, like the bow one's not that difficult to figure out though. It's like, okay, there's this charge up shot. Basically, use it if a monster's down, or just basically you're not going to get hit. It has like the arc shot. You fire up, and then a bunch of little wee rocks or something hit it then, and stuff like that. That's not difficult to follow. The dual blades is pretty easy to follow as well. Just basically you could slash, you could do the different combos. Then it has this like demon mode thing. You charge it up, and then it sort of drains your stamina slowly. But you have this little wee meter to whenever you get successful attacks on the monster itself, it charges up, and then once it fills up, you pretty much you kind of power it up for a bit. Then you just probably do better critical attacks and stuff like that there. So it's not very hard to follow either though.
And did you make?
Like the insect,
I'm sorry, but did you get to make any high level dual blades or the other weapons that you used before the glaive, or?
No, no, not really. I didn't make for high rank. No, the high rank ones. I think the highest I got before I started using the insect glaive was the dual blades or bow, and I think it might have been rarity 4 or 5. So it wasn't like up the top now, like the purple or orange for rarity 8 or anything like that now. But then like I moved over to the insect glaive, and like I said, that was the one I used during my time in 4 Ultimate. But like I don't think I actually knew how it fully worked then. But then I think I looked it up on here, or I looked online or something, and figured out how it worked, because I looked on I think it was Eurogamer or some site that had this is the sort of at the moment, this is like sort of the best sort of build for a person using an insect glaive. Go up to this, rank up to this weapon and use this insect for it, which I did, and it's pretty awesome. I got that's the one I've got fully up to the. Oh, actually no, it's just one away.
So purple.
I'm at rarity 7. Yeah, the purple one, rarity 7.
Cool.
Because in order to get the last one, it's the Nurgle Reaper, the Nurgle one, that tree. I need to get like the horn. Yeah, I need to get. Yeah, the thing is, I need to get like the horn or whatever from the final monster, and a few things from the Nergigante. And I just like the way it worked though. Like the way it works for people is like you have this glaive, which is pretty much like this double-ended sort of weapon, and you have this little big bug called a kinsect, and you can sort of build different ones. Like you can create each of them have their own different sort of abilities. Some of them have like blast. Other ones have poison effect, where if you fire it though and like hit at a monster, at least it's sort of like it might be like dust. It might be a blast. It might be poison or something. But also you can make them have elemental as well. Like you can also have water one, or you can change it to a thunder one, or a fire one or whatnot. And there's certain parts of the monster, if you fire it at, like you mark it and you shoot the kinsect at it, it either turns red, white, or orange or amber. The red, you basically bring it back to, it gives you a bit of attack boost, and the white one, it gives you a bit of a speed boost, and then the orange one, it gives you a bit of a defense boost. And once you sort of get them all back together, and they last, I think it's like 60 to 90 seconds, I believe, before you sort of have to restart again. And especially it works, it's very good if you have all three of them together, and like the monster's down, and you just basically wail at it then to sort of get like some critical attacks and stuff like that as well.
So
it just works.
So let me ask you real quick: do the insects do they vary from weapon to weapon, or do you have to build the insect separate from the weapon? I'm curious because I haven't tried it yet on this game.
No, the thing is, you choose like the glaive itself, and then you choose like different kinsect. like you nurture Kinsect separate though, so
okay.
you don't have to say, this Kinsect can only work for this weapon. You basically could use any Kinsect whatsoever.
Oh, that's cool.
And with any glaive, so you do. Like I got to the top one is the Pseudo Calf 3 because it was the one that was sort of recommended to be the best because it's very fast. So it is like it pretty much like it's like has the best speed or something. You just like shoot it out and just go sort of straight towards the enemy. Like I've got two of them kind of at the highest, the rank they were at. Like one of them is like poison effect, as poison effect is like poison dust, but it's not as fast. Whereas the other ones like had a blast effect, but it's like pretty fast. It just goes like zooming straight at the monster and then it comes straight back. Just helps very great for that there. And also the fact is I switched to it though because it just made me help my monsters a lot easier because it has a little vault attack as well.
Oh right, yeah, that's a cool feature for that.
Yeah,
I know that the lance also has that, so it has a little bit of a competition.
Yeah, like I'm sure there's a few weapons that like the other weapons as well. Like, cause the thing is, like you were, like when we were playing with you, especially, you were getting all the like mine attacks, and it's like every time I tried cutting, because I had to jump up this cliff or something and jump it up, and every time I fucking missed with like when I was using like the dual blades or whatnot. But whereas when I used the insect glaive, I was like, yep, just vault attack, hit it, slam it down. Sometimes I got the mount and just made it easy though, that way. And yeah, that's pretty much what I used mainly for like the second half of the game. But I went like with the bow and stuff like that sometimes when I had to, especially with a monster, one of the Elder Dragons, the one with the wind. Derek, you know the name?
Kushaladora.
Yeah, the one with the wind attack. Yeah. Basically said to me, yeah, best bring a ranged weapon with you because it's pretty much hard to impossible to get up close when it does the wind attack. And it's like, yep, I pretty much could see why it was. So I was definitely
that one is tricky to go melee.
Yeah, like there are certain monsters that you can't just rely on just one melee weapon all the time. Like there's ones you definitely need like range attack, range weapons like the bow or like the bow gun or whatnot now, because you can't just rely on the one weapon. No, that's kind of why I sort of mixed and match sometimes, so I didn't just focus on solely just the one weapon now. Like I used like the dual blades for a while, then moved to the bow for a while, and then I moved on to the insect glaive, but then went back to sort of the other ones from time to time. They were kind of like the three ones I used for the most part. I didn't move on. I didn't do sword and shield. I didn't do like the hunting horn, although like I looked up the hunting horn. It's pretty cool.
The hunting horn is amazing. It's one of the dream weapons that I want to spec for with some of the gear, but currently I'm only trying a handful of weapons before going overboard because it's a little bit overwhelming wanting to get the best weapons. And if you don't focus, the game just turns into a huge endeavor. It's already a huge endeavor with one weapon.
Yeah, also the fact is, like the thing is you can look online as well, because that's why I looked online for like the sort of best insect glaive thing, and also like that's why I was trying to get the Odogoron armor.
Oh yeah,
because it had like the critical attack, critical eye ability on it, whereas basically get better things. And all I needed left was it was pretty much all the Odogoron armor except for like the head, which just the eye patch, which was weakness exploit, I think level 2.
Yeah, that's a great weapon. So that's a great armor. You should get it and just forget about the Odogoron.
Yeah, I got all them, just the eye patch, and like the rest was the Odogoron. But all I need left was the waist. But as you guys know already, I had to get a gem, and gem in this is effing impossible. I can't seem to get one.
Did you try to do the weekly mission?
Yeah, that's the thing Derek said. You need to do the weekly bounties because you get an item then when you do them to order to just go to the Elder Melder then. But like, it was around the time I just wanted to get it badly though, and also I probably had to go through a lot to get
No, it
to the.
doesn't really take
I think
long.
but I think I think that around that time I was trying to first get it though. I actually didn't have the one of them though, because I think one of them was like sort of you had to get to level rank 7 stars.
Oh, okay.
In order
Got
to
it.
unlock unlock that bounty for in the limited bounties, and that I didn't have that at the time.
The one for last
So I was like,
week seemed pretty reasonable. That's how I got the near Gigante gem.
Yeah, but that was pretty much I stopped playing at that point though. Like I think it's been over a week now since I played it. Now, like I said, I made it through anyway though, and got to finish the mini game though. But yeah, they're sort of like the weapons I kind of used and really enjoyed. Like I really love the insect glaive, but like you said, like the hunting horn from what looking at though, it's pretty cool. It's like kind of a powerful weapon, but has like this thing. It's just the way it like uses notes. You play these different notes to do these different abilities where it's like to regenerate your health or give you an attack or defense boost or stuff like that. There,
it's kind of a support weapon, and I saw that there's a build for sword and shield that also turns it into a support weapon, which is kind of crazy. The sword and shield.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much sort of my experience with the weapons I've used. So, Derek, what have you been using?
For me, it's pretty much just been all longsword up to this point. I like the reach on the longsword. I like how it's easy to dodge with the longsword. It's a pretty straightforward weapon. I mean, it is a little complex, and like, in order to be a master at the sword, you really have to be good at countering, which I'm not. So I'm thinking now what I want to do is kind of focus on a different weapon, and I'm thinking the lance is what I'm gonna try.
Good choice, my friend.
I've seen some tutorial videos, and it seems like you can block pretty much everything with one of those power. I don't know if it's power guard or power charge or something.
Yeah. You can
seems
charge. Cool. It's a beautiful weapon. You're gonna love it.
I did briefly use the hammer because I was having a hell of a time with the Barroth fight, which is still pretty early on, but because my weapon was just deflecting constantly, and I didn't really understand the like different sharpness levels and the colors at that point. So I don't know if it was just because my weapon wasn't sharp enough, or if I was letting it drop too far. I guess I don't know exactly what I was doing wrong when I fought him, but
yeah, the Barroth has that mud shield that if you don't get it off, it keeps rebounding blade off. It's normal that your blade couldn't hit it.
Yeah, it's weird because now when I fought him, in high rank, and later on when I had more powerful weapons, like it's never an issue like to fight him at all now.
I think it's more of a difficult slump at lower levels, the low rank one.
So I was actually playing co-op with a friend of mine who's like a super huge Monster Hunter aficionado. Like for him, like Monster Hunter is life, pretty much. He's played like all the games and I know he put in a couple thousand hours into the 4 Ultimate, I believe, was the one. I know he did almost as much in Generations, and he's upset that Double Cross is not coming here. At least as of yet. So I was playing with him.
I'm sure after the success of World, they might consider it.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good not having that.
But then again,
okay.
it's going to be a bit backwards now because it would have like the scout flies and stuff like that now. People will be expecting that.
So I was playing with him quite a bit in like that first week because he was also off work that week, and he did schedule it off because of Monster Hunter. So I was playing with him, and he had some other friends that he was playing with, and like we had gotten into that quest the first time you fight Barroth, and then we lost internet connection for some reason because during launch, the game had tons of issues with the servers going down.
Yeah, that's right.
So we lost connection, so everybody dropped, and like I had to go on the quest on my own.
Yeah.
And thinking back on it now, at the time I didn't realize that when you go into co-op, it adjusts like the health of the monsters. So I was basically fighting a 4-player monster by myself, and that's probably the main reason I had so much difficulty beating him. So much difficulty in that quest. I did.
Was that the one you tweeted about? You said I wasted 50 minutes
Yep.
on this monster and didn't.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sucks. How
ran
long
out
into
of
the fight did
remember.
it drop the connection?
Like almost immediately. It was within 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So I probably should have just quit and then
Yeah.
tried again. But I didn't. At the time, I didn't know. I didn't realize they were. They adjusted the difficulty or the health
Oh, gotcha.
for multiplayer. But it doesn't. And if everybody drops, it doesn't readjust it, which is
Oh, that's
kind of unfortunate.
That's like Dark Souls as well, though. It adjusts the health of the
Yeah.
boss when you do co-op as well. So it's just pretty much one of those things.
So after that, I took a break for like a day because I was pretty upset. And then I decided to try a hammer because I figured, well, it's a blunt weapon, so that's going to attack, something that has really high armor. You don't have to worry about, a bladed weapon deflecting off of it. So I tried that. And I did finish the Barroth fight, but I just didn't really like the hammer all that much, just because it doesn't have anywhere near as much reach as the longsword, and it's slower than longsword, and you can still dodge, but it's not as easy to dodge. So I did go back to the longsword, and I've been using that ever since, and I've had like no issues with it. But at this point in the game, I do want to try something else, and I'm thinking I'm going lance.
Yeah,
sure.
that's a good choice for you. I think you're gonna like it because it's pretty powerful and pretty safe. So
Yeah, and it seems like you can reposition yourself really easy with that weapon too.
Yeah.
And I like how you can chase after the monster. There's like this rush attack that you can do. So when they're running away, you can just chase after them and.
right, yeah.
Poke 'em
When
with
we
your-
played
with your
together,
knife.
you kind of saw a little bit of that when I used it. I kind of dropped it for now, but it's a really fun weapon for sure.
Yeah. I think in the beta I tried the charge blade, and that seemed really cool too.
Oh, that's my darling.
Well, why don't you go ahead? What have you? You've been
so
kind of
I'll
playing
do
a
that, Eduardo.
bunch of different weapons.
Jeez, yeah. I played on the 3DS longsword exclusively, but I decided not to go with it on this game and branch out. And it was a great idea because I'm playing so many different weapons. I literally fall in love with a new weapon every week or so. I played a little bit of Switch X from the beginning, but then I noticed that the Charge Blade played a lot similarly to it and felt a little bit more powerful, so I stuck with the Charge Blade for a while, and I made one of the stronger weapons, which is the Dragon Steel or something like that, which is a line of weapons that gives poison to monsters, and it's just an amazing weapon. Do you guys know how the Charge Blade works, or should I explain it?
No.
Yeah, I know like the basics.
Yeah, you basically hit the monsters with the sword form, and you charge up
It's like
the vials.
a sword. You have a shield too, right? A sword and a shield.
Yeah, it's a sword and a shield, so it's kind of like a portable lance. The shield is pretty good. It's decent. It's not like the lance. The lance is pretty OP, but for the Charge Blade, it's pretty good. You use the shield and hit the monsters with the sword until your vials charge up, and then you charge up the axe, and you just wail on the monster. It's so powerful. It's ridiculous. And you put element discharge on it, and it just you literally I'm not gonna use literally, but it's literally a thunderbolt hits the monster, and it looks like a bunch of repeat damage. It's ridiculous. It's so powerful, so fun. I'm currently using the most powerful Nier Gigante Charge Blade variant, and but I played with a lot of other weapons. I use the bow like you guys. The bow is a lot of fun. Super easy to use,
Yeah,
powerful.
that's probably one of the more accessible weapons to use.
Yeah, for the range.
It's just not that hard to figure out its mechanics.
Yeah, the Switch X actually works a lot like the Switchblade. Not the Switchblade, the Charge Blade. You charge up the X, and then you release it for the huge sword, and it's ridiculous as well. Both weapons play a lot like each other. The axe doesn't have the shield, that's a problem, but it's also a lot of fun. But I dropped it for a while. I'm probably gonna make one down the line. I played a little bit with the lance that Derek mentioned that he wants to use. It's also a lot of fun, pretty safe to use. A lot of fun to just run around and mouse monsters and poke them and hit them up. The reach is ridiculous. But the one that I'm having a lot of fun right now is the heavy bowgun. It's the ranged version of the light bowgun, but it's heavier, and it just hits like a truck. It's ridiculous. I'm using the Near Gigante version, which looks ridiculous as well. It looks like a huge crossbow. And do you guys know how the bowgun works, or?
Is it just like a rifle or something, or what's the deal?
Yeah, it's like a rifle with a lot of different ammo that you can put, and each ammo has a different range and different characteristics and properties. And depending on the weapon, you can't use some ammo. And there's 3.
Yeah, it's pretty much like it's like a bow as well, where you can certain bows you can use like paralysis ammo, or coating and power coating stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and depending on the ammo that you can use different level ammo that does more damage. Like there's one that was pretty broken, which was the lice ammo, which is the ammo that you shoot and it gets stuck on the monster and explodes a little while later. It was patched away from the game because it had an infinite.
Yeah, they nerfed that.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. But I only started using it after the patch was released. So I only saw people using it online before I started playing with it. But it's a ridiculous weapon. There's so much variety you can do with it, and you can destroy people. Not people, the monsters. Well, the people too, if you shoot your friends. But it doesn't help much. And there's an ultimate ammo that you can use, which is like a machine gun. At least the one that I have. There's either a machine gun or the sniper, which are the 2 ultimate attacks for the heavy bowgun. But every bowgun only has one of those special attacks. So the one that I have is like a machine gun, which is like it's like a Rambo auto machine gun. I'm not sure what kind of. It's ridiculous. And when you're really close to the monster, you just wail on it. And it's so much fun. I'm having more fun with it than the bow, honestly.
Will it be something I would like now?
Oh, I'm sure you're probably gonna like the light bowgun better, which is like the more mobile but less powerful version.
Yeah, it's like more the quicker one,
Yeah.
or like the more because I prefer sort of kind of quicker weapons. Like that's why I kind of went with the dual blades and insect glaives. Like it's quick enough. It's not like
Yeah, it plays like a Uzi.
really bad.
You shoot it from the hip, and
Yeah.
it's pretty fun.
Okay.
Let me see what other weapon. I tried my hand with a little bit of the hammer, but I'm not. It's fun to use, but I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time with it for now. But yeah, I'm thinking of making my 5th level 8 weapon rarity, something with the light bow gun or maybe sword and shield, like I mentioned before. Seems like a cool support weapon, which is ridiculous for the sword and shield. But it seems like you can help people buff them up and heal them, which is pretty much something that I love to do on cooperative games. Oh, I also tried the gun lance, which is like the variation on the lance, but it doesn't have as powerful as of a charge. Instead, you can use a close range gun, which is pretty ridiculous, and I don't see a lot of people using it. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, everyone has their favorites anyway, though, and like I said, more weapons would be more popular than others.
Yeah,
anyway.
the charge blade's my favorite.
Do you know? Yeah, do you know what the most popular weapon is?
I think it's charge blade.
I think it's charge blade or the bow. The last time I checked with the elder Wyverian guy, the old guy you talked in the game, the bow was like the third weapon or the second most powerful, most popular weapon. And
oh, is there a guy
yeah.
There's a guy in game that tells you what everybody else is using?
Yeah, sometimes you run across the old guy, the old Wyverian dude. He's just like on the map somewhere, and you talk to him, and he says, "Oh, your weapon is the fifth, sixth, or whatever most used weapon," and then he gives you an item.
I didn't know that.
It's pretty silly.
That's...
The hunting horn was the last on the rank.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody use it.
Oh, it's amazing. I like having my Palico use one. Well, a similar one. They use the drums. One of the items that the Palico. The Palico is the little cat buddy that you have that hunts with you when you're by yourself. And he has an item that's like a drum that acts like a hunting horn, which is ridiculous. It's so powerful, it buffs you.
Yeah, the choral orchestra.
Yeah, he has the horn, but then he also uses the drum thing too.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I like that too.
It's probably my favorite of the gadgets you get for your Palico. It's definitely the most.
Yeah, I'm currently using the Plunder Blade, which helps you get some extra items of monsters, but the horn is my favorite too. It's so cute. It's so fun. It's useful.
Yeah,
I try to use it. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I like when you go into your house and then your Palico goes and runs towards his little station where he sits and he starts blowing on the horn.
Yeah.
Once in a while.
I love the Palicos. They're so
they're
fun.
great.
I miss playing as them.
That would be crazy, but really fun.
You can do that on Generations on Monster Hunter.
I heard
Generation.
that. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
What's interesting about that is if you look at the preview movies for when you're switching your Palico's equipment, if you want to choose, the Vigor Wasp spray or the Fly cage or whatever, the videos are from like the perspective of the Palicos, like if you were playing as the Palicos.
Oh, that.
So I was like, I wonder if they're gonna make it so you can play as them, because that would be
so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they probably will though. Like if there was in a previous one, I'm pretty sure they'll probably add it in a later
on a new version or whatever. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
They'll pretty much will have to.
Well, considering how popular the game is now, because it's one of the, or if not the highest selling Capcom game ever, they're gonna make a sequel and probably add that and more monsters and stuff. It's Capcom.
G-Rank and stuff.
Yeah, G-Rank, yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, G-Rank's actually, isn't that supposed to be coming later this year though?
I think so.
I'll say when it's coming to the PC version.
Yeah.
It's going to add G-Rank, I believe.
Some people are saying that that's just going to be like a new version of the game.
Yeah, there's probably going to do like they did with Street Fighter and make an arcade edition or something similar and just release it as an update of some kind and maybe charge for it or free or whatever. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I hope they add more stuff for sure.
They will. I trust them on this one because they have a huge following in Japan. It's not just the West, so it's gonna.
Japan fucking loves this series, so they do every time it comes out, just flies off the shelves. That's why it was like if you go to Japan, there's a lot of people had PSPs when the games came out in it now, and so it is incredibly popular in Japan.
Yeah. I found used copies of the 3DS games there and I almost bought the Double X, but I realized it wouldn't work on my DS. I quickly dropped the idea, but it was really cheap. It was like 100 yen. It was silly.
Yeah, that's the thing that sucked about 3DS, so it was just regional.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much sort of what the weapons we've been using. We'll probably get into some of the monsters that we liked fighting, and the ones we find the most enjoyable to fight and the most annoying to fight. I'll let Derek go first. So, what are some of your favorite monsters? The ones that annoyed you, and etc. etc.
I guess my favorite, probably my favorite monster from this game is the Tobi Kadachi, just because it's so, I don't know, I really like the way it looks and the way it moves. First time I fought it, it was pretty tricky, but ever since I've gotten used to it. It's not really too much of an issue.
It's like a cat or
It's like
a
a
squirrel.
flying squirrel, I think is what it is. Yeah, yeah. I like that one a lot. I do like the way Nergigante looks. I don't necessarily like fighting him all the time,
He's a bastard.
but like all of his weapons are like the best weapons for every class, so you kind of have to.
I love the look of his armor though. Like,
the female version is kind of ugly, but the male version is pretty cool. I saw some videos on it.
Yeah, I don't like the female version of it that much, but the male version.
Yeah, it's a bikini.
What's interesting, in this game, I chose a female because I played as a male in Monster Hunter Stories, and I liked the way that the armor looked on the females more in that game, so I decided to make a female in this game because of that. But it turns out, I think, at least in my opinion, the male armors overall just look way better in this game.
Yeah, there's some female armors that look a little bit better, but yeah, that one in particular, I just thought I'm not gonna do that unless I can transmog it. It change the look of it, but as it looks for now, it looks ridiculous.
That's definitely something they need to add in this game is transmog.
Yeah, for sure.
If you want certain skills,
you're like previous games.
I think so.
I think so. I didn't play that far to know, but yeah, that definitely that armor in particular looks bad. At least the chest piece.
I like the way the final boss looks too. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, the stuff from him looks a little bit weird, the weapons, but the armor looks cool and the monster itself.
Yeah.
How did you like that fight?
Zeno Jiva.
I thought it was pretty cool. Like, I didn't really have too much trouble with it. He's huge though. That's for sure.
And how did you fight him? Did you go melee or ranged?
Oh yeah, longsword. I've only used longsword and then briefly the hammer, and that's it.
Oh, you used the bow a little bit when you played. That's why I'm curious.
No, I haven't.
You haven't?
No.
Oh, it was only the arrow. I saw so many arrows flying. Oh, he's
that was me. It was me and you. Yeah, it was me and you. Usually fighting with the bow. So that was like kind of the start, like around the first sort of kind of half of the game. So it was I was using the bow a lot. So it was like going between the bow and the dual blades.
And
then like I said,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm curious of Derek. Did you only fight him once for your quest, or did you go back to him and fight him more for the
I fought him.
Stuff?
I fought him once solo. It didn't, it did take like a half hour, but it wasn't too bad. And then I went back and I fought him probably 3-4 more times, co-op, and each time wasn't really an issue at all.
Yeah, it's a fun fight, but it takes a long time. I agree. Yeah.
I think he's a lot easier than Nergigante though. For sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, he's easier. He's easier though, but like I said, it took me longer. So I was like less than 10 minutes left.
Me too.
Oh, right.
Yeah, same.
He said that.
And I had to actually, basically, I pretty much ran out of potions and that at the time. It was like, and I had to basically get fainted so I can actually go back to the cap and restock up. That's how bad it was for me. But like, he wasn't necessarily difficult though. Like, he didn't hit like a bastard though, like Nergigante.
Yeah, Nergigante is a pain in the ass to fight, but it's a fun fight too. He keeps you on your toes.
As far as other monsters, so I played Monster Hunter Stories before this, and there's just like a ton of monsters in that game, and there's so many that I haven't seen them all. I know that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
There are a few that I really wish that were in this game. There's one called, was it Zamatros or Zamatos? It's like it's a water type. It's a shark, kind of like a shark monster, and it can inflate like a big like puffer fish or something. That one's really cool. There's one called like Lagia Crush or Lagia Crush. I don't know. I think that was in 3 or Try.
I think the underwater ones were in Try. Yeah, the one. That you mentioned.
It's like a Leviathan type monster. That one's really cool looking. And then, God, there was one more specifically that I wanted to mention, but I can't think of the name right now. Oh, like Nargacuga, I think that's what it is. That's another one that's cool looking. Oh yeah, and there's one that's like a saber-toothed tiger kind of, but it has dragon wings.
Yeah, I remember that. I'm not sure the name.
I don't remember the name.
Yeah.
That one's really cool too. Oh, and there's a spider one as well.
Oh yeah, that's the spider one from 4, right?
No, like Nurskilla or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Exactly.
The armor looks really cool. It's like a pet labor armor from the anime.
Brachiodos is another one. The one that has like blast blight.
Oh right.
That's cool. Yeah, so there's a lot that I wish they would add just because I've seen them, and I've fought them in Monster Hunter stories, or I've caught them and used them. So, yeah, I'm hoping that they add like a bunch, but I don't know what they're gonna end up doing. I know they're adding the Devil Joe one soon.
Yeah, see, not here. Yeah, they're probably adding that
and he's kind of like in Monster Hunter stories. He just randomly shows up, like when you're fighting another monster, he'll just come up and start fighting you.
Oh, he's just like my buddy.
Which is just like the Beetlejuice or the
Basil
Geist.
Oh,
yeah,
I love that guy.
Yeah.
I love hating.
So, what about you guys? What monsters do you like?
Well, the one I hated at the start, I fucking hated fighting, was the Anjanath.
Yeah. That's what the first time we played together.
Yeah, that was like just the first kind of roadblock though, because every time if he got hit by that fire attack, I was pretty much down in an instant. So it's pretty much a one-hit kill with me. So it was just definitely hated him though. In terms of my favorite monster though, I don't know. There's just certain monsters I do love the look of though. I love the Ligiana because I really like the armor you get from him because it just kind of looks like something out of Power Rangers or one of those Japanese
Sentai
hero shows. Yeah, Sentai or like Kamen Rider or something, like some of those kind of things. It just looks like something out of it, which looks pretty awesome. Yeah, I loved like the look of Nergigante as well. It's pretty cool. I very much like all the kind of like the looks of the Elder Dragons. Like Val Hassak, like the one that sort of shoots that sort of miasma one.
It's a zombie dragon.
Yeah, zombie dragon. It's pretty much when I looked at it, I was like, this wouldn't be far from home in a Souls game. This would fit perfectly in a Souls game.
The armor especially.
Pretty much. Yeah, but actually a lot of the armor wouldn't would fit perfectly in a Souls game because it just looks so cool. Yep. So it does. But like I do like the look of the final Xeno'jiva as well, and like because I seen I think it was you, Derek. Yeah, it was you, Derek. You had your Palico had it on, and it's like it just reminded me of Yarnum from Bloodborne. So it did.
Oh, the Palico armor looks like a dress. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like a
you
wedding
can see it
dress.
from far away. It's a white dress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like bluish white dress.
So
that's because
like a wedding gown or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's kind of what she wears when you fight her and when you see her in near the end of Bloodborne. That's pretty much what it reminded me of. But yeah, there's just a lot of great monsters. So like, I hope they do add more monsters. I'm pretty sure this didn't have a season pass or anything now, did it?
Mm-hmm.
Not that I recall. Okay. I don't think so. It has DLC for Ryu's emotes, like the Shoryuken and the Hadouken.
Yeah, but it doesn't have like it doesn't have like a proper season pass. Though it's like it's going to have a new monster. So like you said, like is the Devil Joe is going to be added though, and I'm sure there'll be other ones added. Yeah, like you said, actually that like Kaiakris one, that's the one that was on the cover of Monster Hunter Tray, and I actually got a little wee little bust of it. Of its head, so it came with like, the sort of special edition. So it did. Yeah, I think it was it, and I think it came with a pro control, like a controller for the Wii. I think that's where I got it, and I got it. I think I actually got it on my birthday, like years ago. It's pretty cool to have it up in my bedroom. But yeah, that's it. Like a lot of the monsters are like I hate fighting the Diablos as well.
Oh yeah,
because it charges you, and it's a pain in the
ass. The Black Diablos is even worse because he's always enraged.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I fought it as well. I was like, fuck.
I've never beaten it.
Yeah, it's like I yeah, it's just a pain though. Because it just has that charge attack though, and sometimes like you don't think it's gonna come towards you, and it just like sort of stops, and then just goes just charges at you again. And it's just pretty much a bastard to fight.
But Derek, if you make the lance for it, you can fight it and use the lance to guard that charge.
Yeah, I can block. Yeah,
it's ridiculous. Yeah. You love it.
I actually already made an armor set for it, like that has all like level 5 guard skill.
Oh, sweet.
So I'm like pretty much all set up. I just have to make the lance.
You're gonna have your sweet revenge.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah, I like the Palumo as well. it looks completely different.
Oh yeah,
it's pretty crazy looking.
It's kind of cute too.
Yeah, it's like this like kind of big fluffy bat or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, and oh yeah, the Rattleban. I love the way it looks as well, like the big bone spikes. It's pretty cool. But yeah, it's just a lot of like I have to commend, like they've pretty much been always like this here in the series though, but I have to commend Capcom just for like the way I love the look of some bosses in the Souls series. I pretty much the same way here in Monster Hunter. I just love the look of some of the monsters you fight, and some of them are very fun to fight. Some of them not so much.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Eduardo?
Oh, I really have a blast fighting all of the monsters. Honestly, I really like the Elder Dragons. All the Elder Dragon fights are pretty varied and cool. That they have little tells that you can learn if you really intent on mastering the fights. So by now I fought Haval Hasak so many times that I know how to dodge that attack and just wail on him and make it really productive to just make the run to get all the mats that I need. So much so that I made most of the armor for it. And Teostra is also very fun, which is like a griffin, a fire griffin.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fun too. Pretty cheap. It kicks my ass sometimes, but I really like fighting it. Kushala Daora is also pretty fun, although it's kind of a little bit unpredictable for me, at least, fighting him melee. So I'm still learning him a little bit. Nergigante is a blast too to fight, especially ranged. I love using the bow gun on him and just dodging at the last time and using the shield. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention that the bow gun, there are modifications that you can add to it to make it load faster or have more range. But there's one that you can add that gives you shield. So when you have it, you're holding it, you get a chance to get protected from attacks. So when you fight Nergigante, sometimes when he dives at you, you don't take any damage. So you can just keep wailing on him with the spread ammo on his face, and it feels so good.
That's actually pretty useful then, because it's some of his attacks
yeah,
pretty much
it's pretty cheap.
Take you out and
yeah.
that.
And the basic monsters are also a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun playing fighting Legiana. The ones from the last area, from the Elder Recess, the lava whale thing, it's pretty fun too. I don't remember. Lavov.
Oh, you mean Mordona?
Yeah, one of those. Lava Doff or something, whatever the heck it is called.
I just said Mordona because, as I said, you pretty much agreed with me though. The part of it looks like the eastern part of Mordona in Final Fantasy XIV.
Oh right, yeah. The Elder Recess. Yeah.
That looks very similar.
But yeah, like you guys mentioned, I hope they keep adding more monsters of the classic monsters. Now they have a story excuse to bring monsters from the old world. Bring all the other monsters, like the monsters that fight on the ice. If they get an ice area, they get that bear that likes to slide around on the ice. I don't remember his name. It's a pretty fun fight. Get that huge spider that you mentioned. There's so much to draw from the other games. I hope they do it. But the one that I had the most trouble with for the last week was the Bezelgoose, the one that Derek mentioned, which is like a
The tampered one, is it?
It's called Basil Goose. It's the monster that.
No, it's like, is it the tampered one you fight?
The tempered one, yeah.
One?
There's a quest on the story after you finish the main story that it locks you from progressing further until you kill 2 tempered Basil Goose.
Oh yeah, the 2 tempered. Yeah, the 2 tempered.
Yeah, that one is because that monster loves popping up during fights when you're just fighting.
Oh, don't fucking remind me. Do not remind me. Every time I fought the other girl, it had to come fucking swooping in, and I had to hit it with dung pods. It's like, get a fucking way. I don't want to fight you at this moment.
Yeah, you throw a poop on him.
It is a pain. Yeah, it's a pain. I hate that.
Yeah, so for the people that are listening that don't know who Basil Goose is, it's basically a dragon that carpet bombs the level while you're fighting other stuff. And the little bombs, if it's red, they blow up right away. And if they're not red, it just stays on the ground and it just swoops in and breathes fire on you, and it blows up all the bombs. And if you're just standing somewhat close to the bombs, you die right away. It's ridiculous. So one of the quests has you killing 2 of those on tempered form, which is like the strongest form so far in the game. The thing is, the trick to the fight is that you have to let them fight a little bit, by them fight among themselves. You don't have to.
Yeah, that's actually a thing we forgot to mention, like the whole turf war stuff as well.
Right.
Monsters sometimes, fight amongst each other well, which is pretty cool. Just it helps you out a bit though, especially when they take a bunch of damage.
Yeah, that fight in particular, you have to let them attack each other so they get a little bit damaged. And then one flies off, and then you damage the one that is behind a little bit, then that one's gonna fly off and follow the other one, and you keep letting them fight against each other until you take them out and capture them. But the thing is that I tried to do that online, playing with other people, and other people, they're terrible at avoiding the attacks. They keep dying and failing the mission. I also did that. It's also my fault, but people keep insisting on using melee weapons against a monster like that, and if they don't know how to dodge, they'll keep dying. So that's what happened the whole week, the entire week. Last week I tried fighting that thing online. So on Thursday night I tried fighting it on my own, and I almost did it, but I went to sleep really angry and I said, "Oh, forget about that. I'll try it tomorrow," and forget about it for now. And then I tried it yesterday. It was funny because I dropped into on the game and everybody was just standing around on the camp, and the dragon was marching down on the actual ground. So I said, "Oh, they know what's up. They know what's up. They're letting the dragons fight," and that's exactly what happened. I was in a group of other 3 people, and they were all waiting till the dragons fought themselves, and the other one flew off, and they were attacking the one that's left. Keep rinsing and repeating for like 35 minutes, and we did it.
Jeez.
We captured both of them.
Do you have to capture them to finish the quest?
No, you can kill them, but capturing is a little bit safer.
Well,
Yeah, that's the thing as well. I forgot to mention, like slaying, you definitely get more monster materials from capturing though. Like I never actually did that in the previous.
Because it was harder to tell when monsters were about to be able to be captured on the previous games, because on this one,
previous ones,
the further research you make on the monster, the map will tell you with a skull if it's close to dying. And on all the older games, you had to read a lot of body language, and it was a little bit hard to keep track.
Like usually when like the monster's close to death in this one, it usually like starts limping and goes back to its nest, and then usually just go to its nest, put a shock or a pitfall trap down, shock it, like fall in the pitfall, and then just throw some tranquilizer bombs on it then to capture it. Then like I didn't do that at the start.
Yeah, but they released some they released some stats on capturing and killing, and on this game in particular, capturing doesn't give as much of as a whole lot more materials than actually killing them. So killing is also viable, but capturing is a little bit more fun because it's a little bit more. You need to be a little bit more patient and skillful than just killing it and wailing on it until it's dead.
Well, I think it's easier too because it cuts out like a damage phase.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I
exactly.
prefer doing
Just
that.
cuts out like another 5 minutes.
But
or
according
so.
to stats, it's not that much of a difference. But I like doing that better. But yeah, taking down Basil Goose yesterday was like ridiculous. I just threw up my arms in there and I said, "Oh, finally!" And now I can just fight Kieran Tempered, which is like one of the hardest fights currently in the game. So yay! Oh, by the way,
So that's the next. That's
yeah,
the next quest you have to do.
yeah. Kieran, by the way, is another bastard monster. It's like a unicorn with lightning,
Yeah.
and it's
I
ridiculous.
think I fought it
Yeah.
once. So I did. I don't remember the fight. I think because I only fought it.
Yeah,
like
and the weird
once.
thing is that I fought him on low rank, and now I have to fight him on straight to tempered. I didn't fight him on high rank, so I'm fighting the weakest and straight to the strongest version. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try give it a shot later on and see what happens later after this. But it's so much fun.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
like
it's so much fun trying that. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, yeah, like in the like your hunter rank, you rank up as well, and the fact is like it's like I think it's 29 you have
Yeah.
to be in order to unlock that Beetlejuice one, and then like it's like 40
It's
something to
20.
unlock
It's
the next
29
one.
for Beetlejuice, and you get locked into
Yeah,
that level until you kill it. So I have to be 49 to fight the Kirin, which is funny enough.
yeah,
After I beat Beetlejuice, I had so much hunter rank saved up because I did so much stuff while trying to kill Beetlejuice that I jumped up to level 47 or something. So I'm pretty close to unlocking that.
Yeah, that was like the same way for me with going from 14 to 29. Like I automatically went up to
Same,
29.
same, yeah,
I think I'm 26, so yeah.
yeah.
I think when I finish the main story, so I have to do if I ever go back to the game, I have to do some more quests in order to get to 29 and fight those tempered Beetlejuice, which I'll probably do eventually sometime now, but not at the
If you
moment.
need
Though,
help,
like I
let
say.
me know. I'll be happy to help.
Yeah, I'll be up for more co-op stuff. Like I said, that game's a blast to
Mhm.
play. It's just one of those ones I really like playing online co-op together. Like like Destiny. It has similarities to Destiny because it's like, hey, go through these, do these monsters again and again to get the materials, just like in Destiny. Or we do these strikes again and again to get like more loot and stuff like that.
Yeah, I couldn't get into
Just like that
I
little
couldn't get into
grind.
Destiny. I tried playing the first one. I have the second one on PC. I'm probably gonna try to jump back to it, but I don't have anybody to play with, and I keep doing the same three quests. It's outside of the church, whatever. I think it's Earth. I keep doing the same quests outside the church. It's like it's boring. I feel it's boring. But Monster Hunter is
It's not a
also
game for everyone, though.
yeah. Monster
But
Hunter
yeah, like
is better because you can set goals and focus on them and not make the game overwhelming. But it's one of the drawbacks from the game and one of the best features. It's like there's so much to do and it's so overwhelming and it's so complicated and so much work. But the best draw, the pro, is that it's worth doing the stuff. You feel stronger and it's rewarding. But it's a lot of work. It's a game that I don't recommend playing along with anything that's too busy, like an MMO or whatever. You play that and you play like
yeah, like we
Yeah.
could play this in like Final Fantasy 14 together now. I'd be like, okay,
yeah, you play
no.
a card game or Hearthstone or whatever the heck, and then you play Monster Hunter. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's pretty much probably like that's the only reason that I only played really this for like the first like I think I might have played something else though, but like really played this over a course of a couple of weeks so because like Derek said like he got hooked into it pretty much instantly. I was pretty much the same way. Like I didn't put because I wasn't off that week though, but I did put a lot of time into it when I had the free time, and like it is just one of those games. It's just really get claws into and just okay, I want to get this armor, I want to get this sword, so go fight these monsters again and again.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you get the stuff you want, it might take a bit. Other times, like myself, still don't have the bloody Overgrown gem.
Yeah,
I need
it's the random
factors.
factors. This is the thing that makes it a little bit annoying, but you have to persist
Yeah, I
on
think
it, and you have other avenues to get the gem too if you put a little bit of side work.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the thing with Destiny is there's way too much RNG. Like you don't really have a goal. Like you have a basic goal, but like you can't really. I don't know. It's harder to focus in on something because it's so random. You know.
Yeah, like there's a certain weapon you want to get, and then you get practically every other weapon except for the one you want. It's like I want this one. Can I get this one? Give it to me, but no. But whereas in Monster Hunter World, it's like, okay, I know which one I want. I want to get this weapon, so I just have to go out and put the items on my wish list on the thing. So you could set that. It's like, okay, now I need 5 more of this material, or I need 2 more of this material.
And there are more viable choices. There's not just one weapon of each kind that it's the best. All the weapons are viable, or all of the top weapons are viable, or the second best tier are viable.
Yeah.
You can make anything you want make viable. There's so many options.
Yeah, this whatever caters to you though. Like I say, I love the insect glaive, but I know if I go to something else, I might like it just as much or even more. Like I say, I like the dual blades at the start. It was great. And then a bow, great. And then an insect glaive, like, I really like this weapon. It's probably my favorite weapon I've used thus far because it's just really helpful.
Yeah, it's very malleable. You can make it anything you want. You can mix and match, and just like one of the top weapons. You go online and you never see anybody with the same weapon twice on the same game. You see some of the best, better armor. Pop in here and there, but it's rarely the same. You rarely see people with the same exact build, which is pretty cool. It's the best thing that I find in their game.
Do you think Derek would like this game, Derek?
Dennis?
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 This game, Derek?
Yeah. Probably not. No.
Yeah, Dennis, from the little that I talked to him in chat and stuff, he seems like the guy who's not gonna have a lot of patience to try it. Because the fights take way too long for his patience. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because we're into the Souls series, and this has sort of different kind of things like Souls. Like the combat's there's certain mechanics like in Souls, the combat especially, like certain weapons. Okay, it has like more have to make it slow and stuff like that. He didn't really get into them though. Like he played Bloodborne, but it was different from Souls. He played a bit of 3, went nowhere. So yeah, I don't think this is going to be a game for him now. Like we've played the Soul series and pretty much love it, and this has just gone over to us now. Like I like much like last year with Yakuza though, I finally got into the Yakuza series in a big way, despite having like pretty much all of them previously. But as I finally got into it now, played Zero and Kiwami. Finally, I've got into the Monster Hunter series now, despite playing the previous entries as well. But finally, this one clicked.
Yeah, when you get into Yakuza and you finish playing, or you feel that you get to a point in the story that you feel like you want to talk about it, let me know, because man, that's another one that I love. I love that thing to bits.
We could talk about.
We could talk
about Zero and Kiwami if you want.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we talked a lot about. Yeah, we could definitely talk about it for a long time because me and Derek talked about it for 20 minutes.
I need to play more Kiwami, but Zero, yeah. If you need the other ones of primers on the other ones, I'll be happy to help, because I've been playing that since college, so it's like 10 years, so over 10 years.
Yeah, the first one came out here in I think 05, 06, I think it was.
I played a little bit of the Japanese version of the first one on PS2, then I played all of them. I have the 2 of the Japanese ones that I plan to start soon. It's a huge series, so I'll be happy to help whatever you guys want.
I really wish those the ones that set in feudal Japan, like feudal Japan, I really wish they'd come over here.
Kenzan and Ichin,
because it just because it probably would just remind me of Onimusha. So it would. And I wish there was another.
Yeah, the second one is the most interesting of the 2, because Kazuma actually plays 2 famous historical figures mixed into a single character, which is like a really cool premise.
Okay.
It's like Miyamoto Musashi and another guy, famous guy.
Is he like Sakamoto Ryoma or something?
Maybe. I'll start that sometime when my Japanese is a little bit better, because I feel a little bit um, I'm overwhelmed. I'm not overwhelmed. It's the other word that I'm forgetting. I'm a little bit tired. it's it seems like a really difficult game to get into if you don't master the language. But I'll give it a shot. I have the disc here, so I have the anytime that the chance pops up, I'll give it a shot. But yeah.
Well, anything else you want to talk about before we wrap things up here?
Well, I'll leave the invite to anybody listening to this that needs some help getting to Monster Hunter or whatever. Just drop me a line, and I'll be happy to at least give you some a pointers or whatever. I'm not no expert in it, but I'll be happy to help if you need some help playing.
Well, you've played more
On
than
PS4.
we have though in the series,
Yeah.
so yeah, you probably played more of the series than we have, so you're probably better expert.
Yeah, I'm nowhere near being an expert, but I'll be happy.
You're not gauging hunter levels or any of
no,
those
that
guys.
dude is crazy. Yeah, he number crunches, and I hate number crunching. I just go. The weapon looks cool. It's powerful. It has the element that I like. I'll use it. See, he dropped his mic. It was so cool.
Sorry.
Yeah, but that's it. Really, I'm gonna keep playing for a little bit. Maybe drop it for a little bit. Not play it that much, but I'll definitely keep playing, and then try to make.
You got Yakuza to play, so you do.
Yeah, get a little bit, get a few more trophies in before slowing down.
You got to go for the platinum.
Oh, I'd love to. I'm not sure I have the stamina to do it or the time, but I'll get it closest to.
Yeah, because like one of them's like you have to get the hunter rank 100.
Oh,
I'm sure that's gonna take a lot.
I don't think that's the longest one. The one that takes longest is getting the size trophies for each monster.
The crowns.
Yeah, the crowns.
Mini crown and the regular crown.
Yeah, there are special quests that you can do that helps you with the odds to get the crowns, but.
Oh, is that what those crown things are?
Yeah, the largest and the smallest version of each master. There's like trophies for each. Yeah.
I got a trophy for getting your first one of each now. But yeah, there's like one for getting one for all the monsters or whatever, and it's like I would probably be tempted.
I think I can finish doing all the investigations and getting all the investigation levels up, but the crowns are the most time consuming ones. For sure. No doubt.
Well, anyway, that will, I think, wrap things up here now. Thank you very much, Darren and Eduardo, for joining me here and to talk all things Monster Hunter World. Look out for a normal episode of the podcast in the future, and probably this month or next month. I probably will, whenever we and Derek probably play more of the Yakuza series, like go through 2 and 4, 3, 4 and 5 and 6 and that there, we'll probably reunite and probably do a Yakuza special.
Awesome, I'm looking forward to it.
Talk things all.
If I could recommend one, play 5. If you want to play the old ones, play 5. 5 is bonkers. It's amazing.
The only thing that sucks about 5 is it was only available digitally, and also I don't have my PS3 is not big enough to.
Oh, you didn't get it on PS Plus, or did you get it?
I did get it on PS Plus, but it's only available digitally.
So your
like I said, you have to download.
Your hard drive's not big enough.
My hard drive's not big enough.
You need to clean the fridge, I guess.
Yeah. Even if it did clean everything off it, though, deleted everything, it still wouldn't be enough because you pretty much have to have twice as much. Because I remember looking at this online with someone that said that pretty much deleted everything off their hard drive to free up the space, and it's like 23 gigs.
But
or
how big is your hard drive? Is it like half terabyte?
Mine's only the 60 gig.
Oh, 60 gig?
Mine's only, no, this is the PS3. It's not the PS4 now. Although it's available now in PS Now, but I'm not gonna play. If I was able to download it,
on a base model
somewhere.
PS3 then.
Yeah,
okay.
I do. I never got the 500 gig.
Yeah, I
so
was late adopter, so I have like a quarter terabyte drive, I guess.
Yeah, so it'd be all right for you though.
I kept it.
Plus, it would probably take a decade to download as well, because I remember PS3 download speed for me being awfully slow.
I hope you get around to it. It's really cool. It's really fun.
Yeah, I just wish it got released here. It did come out here like 3 years after Japan, and it was only available digitally. And ever since then,
I'm remembering. I'm getting flashbacks.
It's just I'm just really annoyed at that there. But like, yeah, I'll play like. I think Derek is the same. I think we're waiting on Kiwami 2 to be announced for the release of West, and then we'll probably like I really do actually want to play 6.
Yeah, you should.
From what I've seen of it though, I do want to play 6, despite the fact I have no idea how half the characters are.
Did you get the demo and play a little bit of it, or?
I've downloaded at the moment though. I haven't downloaded it yet. I don't think it's fully downloaded yet, but yeah, I'm going to play the prologue.
It's kind of weird that they kind of released the full game by mistake.
Yeah, that's right. That's actually the full game download, isn't it? The size of it. It's
but
like
people were able to circumvent it and get to play the whole game. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
What, really?
Yeah. So they took the demo down, and I think they like revoked everybody's license. So
it's ridiculous.
I don't think you're able to. I don't think you're actually able to access the full game anymore.
No. But you should give it a shot. It's
How did
really
that
cool.
happen? I didn't even know about that. So they just basically like tinkered with it or something. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what they did to access it, but it was doable.
But you should. It's totally worth getting to the series and meeting all the characters there. I jumped straight from 3 to 5 and I didn't miss a whole lot. I'm gonna play 4 down the line and find out what I missed, but I didn't miss much jumping from 3 to 5.
In 6, do they have, like you said, they have like the retrospective? 5, do they have like the retrospective of the other ones in the series? Like sort of like basically shows you what occurs up to this point.
And 6 does a lot of voiceovers about 5, so they tell you what happened during 5, and most of the characters jump in and tell you who they are and stuff. And on 6, from what I hear, you only play as Kiryu, so the other characters.
Yeah, Kiryu's the only character.
On 5, you played as 5 other characters.
Yeah, 5 different characters. Well, I know one of them's Haruka as well. The ones you fight. Yeah.
She's in that new game as well, but my favorite one is Saejima, which is like a crazy yakuza hitman who spent most of his life in prison. And
that's Majima's sworn brother, isn't it?
Yeah. It's such a cool character because during the game you go to Hokkaido, one of the craziest prisons in that place in Hokkaido, which is an actual prison, which is like one of the worst prisons in the world. Oh, it's crazy! It's such a good story.
So 5 would be your favorite
for so far, for sure. It's like there's so much crazy,
Yeah, I've heard 5 really good though. So I do.
Yeah, Akiyama is such a great character too. You're gonna love it. I hope you get it soon. You get to it soon.
Like this is from I come from someone like I love Shenmue, and like it serves certain elements from Shenmue now. Like it has like like the mini games, like the the wee little free games and stuff, like the old arcade games and stuff like that in there. Like, and like when I looked back, like I don't know why it took me this long to finally get into it though, because I know people who like Shenmue as well love the Yakuza series, and I finally got into this here now, and it's just like I'm into it now at last. It took me a long ass time, but I'm glad I got into it now, and I just want to play the series.
Yeah, I'm tentatively looking forward to Shenmue 3, but I'm a little bit worried, honestly.
I'm still it's still my most anticipated game this year, but I really hope it's good.
That and Mighty Number 9 maybe swear off Kickstarter. But I hope I get it.
Oh jeez. Oh, speaking of Mighty Number 9, you can actually play it on PS Plus this month.
Yep.
So Derek, there's your time to play it now.
$25 down the drain because I gave that to Kickstarter.
Oh no, I pledged way more than that, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, that was dumb of us because oh boy.
Yep.
So did you pledge for Shenmue 3 then? Did you?
I did.
Eduardo?
I put $60 on that thing.
I put the I think the $160 tier.
Okay, I feel better now.
I love that. I love that game. I love that. Like I said, it's one of my favorite games of all time. Those.
Oh yeah, I
games.
hope that turns out okay.
But I know there's people who put. I think or someone I think probably I know on Twitter. I follow. He's been on YouTube. He adore. It's Shenmue's like his favorite game of all time. I think he put like $500 into it.
Because there was one tier that you could actually go to dinner with Yu Suzuki.
Yeah, isn't that like $10,000 or something it was or something like that?
And the guy actually did.
If I had money to burn, sure.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
No, and I'm not gonna do any more Kickstarters ever. Even on Psychonauts, which is like my favorite game ever, I didn't put any money for the second one. I'm just gonna buy it when it starts.
Oh, the fake thing?
I'm not gonna give them any more money. It's like, no.
No, I said to myself, the only game I would ever put Kickstarter in is Shenmue 3, and it happened, and that's the only game I'm ever gonna put a Kickstarter to. I'm never gonna do anything else.
Same.
Like, because there has been great Kickstarter games that come out, but most of the big ones have sort of kind of fallen short of expectations. Like Mighty Number 9 a few years ago was a big disaster. Right. Ukulele last year didn't really set the world on fire, and that might be I don't know Derek. I don't know about you, Eduardo. I know like Derek's looking forward to Bloodstained.
Oh, I put that money on that too. Ugh. Yeah, that's the third one I forgot. But that one is looking much better. That one's looking fine.
Yeah, and the demo was very promising.
Yeah.
But I remember when I played the Mighty Number 9 demo, I was like, oh, this is not what I was expecting at all.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that one. That one's looking good.
Yeah, I'm not really worried either.
Yeah. That's the only one.
Do you play Mighty Number 9 at the end, Eduardo?
I played a
little
bit, but I didn't like it at all. I'm gonna try to play it again. Yeah.
I got it for £7. And this is just after it wasn't too long after it came out. I got it for £7 on PC, played it through it, and like, yeah, it's not a great game. It's definitely not.
I played that on the demo at E3, and it was like, and Keiji Inafune walked by when I was playing, and I tried talking to him, and he just ran by. I was just saying, oh hey, I'm a Kickstarter backer and stuff, and he's just whatever, and kept going.
Your game sucks.
And so I was like, oh, whatever, okay, yeah, I'm not giving you any money anymore ever. So, goodbye.
Yeah, like if you got burnt one too many times, I don't really blame you though. Does that actually have a release date yet? Bloodstained, or is it just like 2018?
I think it's
there's
year,
no
right?
specific date.
Oh, but it's looking good. It's looking. He's giving regular updates, and he's showing the art and game running, and people actually play the game, and I'm not worried. That one is the only one that I'm not worried about.
Yeah.
And Shenmue 3, if it comes out, I hope it comes out soon and we can play it. And whatever it turns out.
It's supposedly supposed to come out the second half of this year. I have a feeling it'll probably get delayed again.
For sure.
Like the estimate date was December 2017. I was like, I know this is not going to come. I'd be surprised if it came out last year, but I knew it wasn't going to be. Because you can't always go by those estimate dates anyway. Because it is an estimate date. Usually games like Mighty Number 9 was originally supposed to come out in 2015.
Yeah, it's a guesstimate.
Didn't come out till like a year
later. Yeah, it's a guesstimate. They don't know.
Yeah.
But I hope it turns out okay. I'm worried about it, but it's like it's a worry after you already wasted the money. You aren't gonna get your money back, so it's like okay. We'll see what happens.
I feel sorry for those people who played the games that never saw the light of day.
Yeah,
they got conned. Like at least Mighty Number 9 came out. It wasn't great, but at least it came out. Whereas people
I hope somebody does an investigative piece on stuff like that, because it's a really fishy fishy industry.
There's this series on YouTube that sort of follows those sort of Kickstarter ones. I forget the name of this. I forget the name of the channel now, but there's a bunch of videos that this guy does that follows those, like, goes through these Kickstarter ones that sort of got away with people's money and stuff like that, and sort of goes like, it's like five Kickstarter game scams and stuff like that there. So I'll probably give you a link to if you want to look up more of them. They're quite good. We actually should end this now. We just gone on a
sorry about it.
tangent now. Still recording. No worries. So that's a bit of an extra bonus there from Monster Hunter World. But anyway, guys, thank you all for joining us this time, and we will see you soon.
Happy hunting.
See ya.
Bye bye.